Okay, welcome to the Parent Playbook. Okay, so this is a clear and calm system for raising capable, confident students. Now, let's talk about why you're here. Now, most parents want the same thing for their children: a confident learner who feels capable, a young person who approaches challenges with resilience, and a future rich with possibilities and choices. Now, these aren't unreasonable expectations. They're natural hopes that every caring parent has. Now, this program exists to show you exactly how to create these conditions in your home without turning family life into a constant struggle or a battlefield. Now, you don't need to become a different person or transform your household overnight. You simply need the right framework delivered in a way that feels manageable and sustainable. Now, so here's the modern parenting problem. Now, today's children are navigating a world fundamentally different from the one we grew up in. They face more distractions than any previous generation, constant notifications, endless entertainment options, and digital temptations at every single turn. Now, simultaneously, they're experiencing more pressure to perform academically, socially, and developmentally, often from increasingly younger ages. And the volume of information they must process daily is staggering. So yet most parents, they're never taught how to help children navigate this complex landscape. And we're expected to guide our children through challenges that we never really faced ourselves, using tools and strategies we were never given. And this is not a failure of your effort, it is a failure of systems. So you haven't done anything wrong, the environment has changed, and the old approaches, they simply don't account for modern realities. So why school isn't enough anymore? Why school isn't enough anymore? Now, the thing is with schools have very large groups. Schools must manage 25 to 30 students per class, making individualized attention mathematically impossible for most of the day. We have fixed curriculums, and lessons follow predetermined schedules and content regardless of whether the individual students need more time or are ready to move faster. And there's limited personalization. So teachers cannot adapt to every child's unique pace, personality, learning style, or emotional needs within the institutional constraints. And this is not to criticize teachers and schools, this is the reality of the education system. So the real driver of success. Now, children don't succeed because of natural talent or gifted abilities, constant pressure and supervision, strict discipline and rigid guidelines, fear of failure or punishment. They succeed because of structure that creates predictability, confidence that is built through small wins, skill development that compounds over time, and emotional safety to take risks and learn and not be afraid of the consequences. And these foundations are built at home. No school, tutor, or external program can create these conditions as effectively as a parent who understands how to establish them. So here's the Parent Playbook, or what it really is. So a system for the right environment in which we can create the conditions where learning feels natural rather than forced, and where curiosity thrives, and where children want to engage with learning. And a way to remove confusion. So eliminating emotional reactions and guesswork, and by replacing them with clear, tested approaches that actually work. And it's also a framework for guidance, so supporting your child's development without micromanaging every detail or hovering over their every move. So this is not a tutoring program, so you won't be teaching anything as parents. It's not a worksheet collection, so you won't have to worry about more homework. And it's not another set of rules. Okay, so this entire course that I'll be putting together, or this entire playbook, is really for you as a parent to become more educated around how to help your child. Or if this is a student watching, this is how you yourself can be helped from, everything that you've learned here. So your role as a parent, now to teach every subject or become an expert in maths. So your role as a parent, now your job is not to teach every subject or become an expert in maths. So your role as a parent, your job is not to teach every subject or become an expert in maths and science and English. It's not to hover over homework sessions, checking every answer and correcting every mistake, or to fight about marks, grades, or test scores on a regular basis. or to transform yourself into a full-time tutor or academic supervisor. Your job, instead, is to create the conditions where learning becomes natural in your house. So why small wins matter? Now, big change does not come from big punishments that create resentment, big lectures that children tune out, or big emotional reactions that everyone regrets. Big change in kids comes from small routines that are repeated every day, clear expectations that everyone understands, and consistent structure that becomes automatic. Okay, and this is the Kaizen philosophy. Small improvements that compound over time. A 1% improvement each day leads to being 37 times better by year's end. And you don't need dramatic transformations, you need sustainable, incremental progress that your family can accurately measure. So what you'll learn in this program. So you'll learn about how children actually learn, how they build confidence without pressure, and how to support each school stage of your child, or each school stage that your child is in. And you'll know when extra help is needed. Okay, so you don't need to be an expert, you just have to be informed. Right? This program gives you the knowledge and frameworks to make confident decisions about your child's education. And here's what success really looks like. So a successful student is not the one who is always stressed or anxious about performance. It is not the one who achieves perfect marks through constant pressure. It is not the one who never struggles, fails, or experiences difficulty. Okay? A successful student is, they're confident, so they believe in their ability to learn and grow. They're resilient, they bounce back from setbacks and challenges, and they're motivated. They find internal drive rather than relying on external pressure. Okay? And they're independent, right? They're capable of learning and problem solving on their own, and they're empowered to do this independently as much as they can. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation. So please feel free to watch the next video.